Good evening, and we are learning more tonight about the alleged plot to kill the president and countless others at Sunday's UFC cage fight on the White House lawn. The plan, which was disrupted only after a worried family member called police, involved flying drones over the audience, detonating explosives above, and then shooting the crowd as it fled. All that according to federal prosecutors who have charged at least 5 in connection, including a teenager quoted as saying the goal was to jumpstart a revolution. Senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe joins us now with more. Ed, good evening to you.
Tony, good evening. Federal investigators say the alleged plotters were motivated by mutual concern with government corruption, the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files, and even the environmental effects of data centers. But given security restrictions around the White House, their chance of success was slim. Court papers unsealed today reveal the at least 5 men charged so far likely intended to target and kill President Trump, Vice President Vance, and other wealthy people and politicians at Sunday's UFC event at the White House.
That is a coordinated, planned terrorist plot. Thank God we thwarted it.
At least 19 people had been discussing the plot on the encrypted messaging app Signal. The Secret Service says some have yet to be arrested.
There are still suspects at large, and we're going to work it until everyone's been identified.
The plot began unraveling last Wednesday when the mother of one of the alleged planners, 19-year-old Tyson Proper of Ohio, tipped off police that he was buying weapons. Proper was arrested 1 day before the UFC fight. Investigators found a rifle painted with an American flag, a tactical vest, and thousands of rounds of ammunition. Proper told law enforcement the plan was to stage a demonstration on the north side of the White House as a distraction, then deploy small explosive-laden drones to detonate over the UFC octagon, then have sniper teams shoot high-value targets as they fled. But this is likely as close as the plotters would have gotten to the north side of the White House and Pennsylvania Avenue. It's closed to the general public because of ongoing construction and staging of the UFC fight. And geofencing blocks private commercial drones from flying over downtown Washington. But former senior DHS official Tom Warwick says law enforcement was lucky to have caught them.
What I do worry about is not the specific plot they had put together for the UFC match on the White House, but rather that they would convert from that to some other kind of deadly attack, and that might have done some real harm.
CBS News has learned the alleged ringleader wasn't arrested until Sunday, the day of the UFC fight. Authorities allowed the fight to go on because the Secret Service believed it had fortified the White House with maximum protection. Tony?
You know, Ed, we're also hearing about a new price tag for the ballroom the president is adding on to the White House. What do you know on that front?
Well, the president has repeatedly said the ballroom would cost about $400 million funded by private donors. But according to the Washington Post, the construction company handling the work estimates the total cost at $600 million, with more than half coming from taxpayers. Records obtained by the Post show the contractor has already been paid tens of millions of public dollars. The White House tonight doesn't deny the reports and tells CBS News this weekend's foiled attack proves why the ballroom is needed. Tony?
All right, Ed, thank you very much.